See, you got the lunchbox.
I do, and I've got a talisman as well.
Oh,
Got it
dope.
all, baby.
Oh man, yeah, you're safe.
Okay, so this is Alex with What Is Fromcast, and I'm talking to the infamous Ellis slash Corteon Moore. How the heck are you, my friend?
Man, I am so good. I am so excited to be talking with you. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the show. And I'm so overwhelmed with how happy people are with the show and how engaged everyone is with this season. I'm just over the moon.
So, when you think of Fromily, what does that mean to you and
I
your
mean,
and yourself? Yeah.
first of all, when I think of Frumley, I'm just blown away by how fast it's growing. That's the crazy thing. I'm like, one person, I'm happy. I'm like, one person is watching this show. One person is loving this show. But at least on the Reddit alone, we've got nearly 12,000 people who are engaged every day. That is insane. But when I think of the root of Frumley, I think it's just a bunch of people who just love mystery and who love adventure and who love horror. And I'm so happy that we all get to gather in this really, really twisted place that people have deemed Fromville. It's just nuts.
It's great. Now your character has kind of changed from season one to season two. You hated
Lots.
your dad, you hated everybody. Now
Yeah.
you're best friends with Kenny slash Ricky. I know that's your boy.
That's my
So
dog.
can you just kind of talk about the change, because you have a great relationship, it seems like, with your dad now, and how did that all change?
It was uh it was a long journey. Um and I mean, for everybody was able to see. I mean, when we first met Ellis, he was really in pain and he really was struggling to just get by. The death of his mother, the weight of just being in this town, and the responsibility of trying to keep everybody around him alive is just a lot. And I think through lots of hard work, through lots of difficult conversations, and just through the sheer nature of being a human, and the will that we have, he was able to get to this place now where I think he's just sick of just being so self-loathing, and he's so sick of just letting this place get to him, that he just wants to be happy. He doesn't care if it's out in a real city, in the real world, or whatever we're in. He doesn't care if he's here. He knows that he's got the love of his life. He knows that he's got a father who loves him and has proved that he'll do whatever it takes to protect him. And he's open to being friends with Kenny. He's open to spending time with Christy. He's open to just being here in the now. And it's a lot. It was a lot for him.
Well, I will say, my podcast partner who couldn't be here, she said when you proposed, she was weeping. It was one of the most
Oh,
beautiful
what?
things ever. And that said, we watched this week's episode. And what is it with you and Dale, man? Every time something happens, I talked to Liz Saunders. Do you actually like? No, I'm kidding. What is with you and Dale? Like, it's
Oh
just like
man,
every time something bad happens, last
Dale's there.
season and this season.
Yeah, look, I honestly think it's just because Dale is so good at playing a shit disturber. Cliff. He's so good at playing a shit disturber. Cliff is also, he's a renowned actor. In Canada, he's known as being just one of the top-notch guys that you want on stage or on screen. Worldwide, he can go toe-to-toe with anybody, including Pacino. I'm telling you that now. But I don't know what it is when he becomes Dale and I become Ellis. We just don't fucking like each other. We just butt heads, and it's just like, maybe he's jealous that I got the big room in the top of the colony house. Maybe he's jealous that me and Donna got this relationship. Although his mother's son, he's just jealous. He wants to take her on a little coffee date in the garden or something. I don't know what his deal is, but he needs to lay off, man. But I learned the hard way: don't fuck with Dale or you get stabbed.
Now, when you read that you got stabbed, were you getting worried about your job?
Of
Because
course,
I mean, what was that all like? Because you're working with Christy, you're working with Kenny, you're working with everybody.
it's
Did you
terrifying.
have a feeling like, is this it? Now, I've only seen up until this episode, so I'm
Yeah,
hoping that you stay the whole season.
yeah. I hope so too. But as far as six goes, it was really a close call, man. Like that was just I remember reading page after page after page, just praying, because I could have died at any time.
Right.
Literally at any time in that episode, it could have been it. The moment I got stabbed, I could have bled out right there. The moment we tried to get to the van, it could have been over. In the van, we're not safe. Out the van, in the clinic, throughout what I thought they were going to give me Boyd's blood. I was just like, man, it is just a shit show for me. So yeah, I was fearful. But then I was also, this is the weird thing. Death on our show, as sad as it is, it's a necessity, because it shows the danger of what is lurking all around us, whether it's inside Colony House or in the forest. So I honestly was like, if I die, I hope it's at least a good death. You know, I hope maybe I come back in a flashback or something like that. But I was more than anything, just so invested in what was going on that I couldn't stop reading. You know, I was just flipping
Well,
through.
you have been a fan favorite. You're one of my favorite characters. I got my Sunday is From Day.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's
And I want to just tell you, we can't wait to see what happens, especially with what happened to your dad with Smiley.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll love to have you back anytime. You're always welcome on the podcast.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.